Yes, people, what's going on? What's going on? Welcome back to the channel, people. As you can see, we're joined here by my brother D, man. You know what I'm saying? Happy New Year, first of all, people. Happy New Year, D, man. What are you saying? You good?
I'm good, bro. Happy New Year, man. I'm good. I'm just like, you don't start a New Year's on a Wednesday or Thursday, man. I don't like it. Just feels weird. It just, bro. Honestly, today I thought it was the 3rd. I didn't realize. Yes, bro. It's been a long 48 hours, man. It's been a long 48 hours. I'm just like, just chilling. And then Monday is when you properly start. But of course, we got this game on Saturday, man. We got this game on Saturday. Football's still moving on. But yeah, man. Happy New Year, man. Big up to you as well, man. Doing well on the channel, man. Consistent. You know, you deserve it, man.
I appreciate it, my bro, man. You know what? Over this period, there was a few previews I didn't even do, like the Ipswich game. Who did we play before that? Fulham as well. Because, brother, it was just busy. You know, Christmas, you've got family here. You know what I mean? Like, you don't even know what day it is. I was meant to do a show of rants on Monday. Bro, I replied to the guy on Wednesday to set it up. You know what I mean? I honestly lost track of time. But people were back.
Like that, man.
I'm telling you, bro. People were back now. You know what I mean? Like D said, we've got a big game on Saturday. I didn't even know we were playing on Saturday. That's how mad this whole schedule has been. And I've been so used to playing on Sunday this season because of Conference League. So it's going to be a nice welcoming change to play on a Saturday. But at the minute, Chelsea have, you know, not got any W's in our past 3 games. D is someone who was bigging us up all season. So it'll be good to get your take today. I can't even lie, because the past 3 games, a lot of people are now turning, saying, oh yeah, same old Chelsea, we're frauds, Maresca needs to leave. You know, you're getting these reactionary takes. You know what I'm trying to say? And for me, over this little period, it's been very clear where we've gone wrong. You know, it's been poor finishing. It's been poor lineups. And it's been poor in-game management, a lack of subs over this period. You know what I'm saying? Maresca has not used the squad to the best that he can over this period, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? But listen, Palace, you know, last time we spoke, it was looking very doom and gloom for you guys. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, we drew with you lot when we played you lot at home. Let's be real, man. That game, we should have beaten you. Like, we had 5 big chances. Eze was like the only shot.
Second half, you weren't that good. Second half, you weren't that good.
Second half, we weren't that good. But come on, the first half, we should have had at least 2 goals. We should have had at least 2 goals.
Game of 2 halves.
It is a game of 2 halves, to be fair. You're right. And second half, I remember Maresca
still better than us, probably. We still had that 1 chance or 1 goal. Like, we done nothing. But yeah, second half was a bit of a drop off. I don't know, at home, like, that's a game you should be winning, especially with us. We had 14 first team players, by the way, that game.
Yeah.
Bench rule, like youth players. We didn't have any of the new signings. It was, man, it was dark days.
No, I remember it was dark days for you, man. And obviously me, you, and Lawless have been going back and forth in the chat. Like, I like to stir it between you and Lawless. And right now, you're not too far from West Ham. How are you feeling, first of all, about the second half of your season, bro? Because at the beginning, you were doing a lot of hopium. You know what I'm saying? But now it kind of feels like you're stabilizing a little bit.
It's not a hopium. It's not a hopium when you lot was telling me to get rid of Glasner. I'm not saying we're doing perfect. When you lot told me to get rid of Glasner, no wins, and there's...
That was Lawless saying that. Not me.
Yeah, but like...
I rate Glasner. You know I like Glasner.
Yeah, look. Nothing's going to change, even the second half of the season, until we make signings. It's as simple as that. That's been our problem. This side is lacking balance. In the summer, some of the business that we've done, looking in hindsight, I get what the club were trying to do, but it's kind of ruined the rhythm of the side. The left-hand side, we've got problems. The right-hand side, we've got problems. And it all stems from 1 or 2 players, you know, coming into the club, and 1 player in particular, Elise, leaving. I don't think Anderson's been as big of a miss, but the good thing is, the thing I'm happy about is, even before Southampton game, I'll be honest, I wasn't really looking forward to the game, not because I thought we were going to lose against them, but it's like, we beat Southampton, it's all fine, but until we sign players, I know that this team's going to be inconsistent in terms of results. And it's a January window. That's all that matters right now. We got a window open. Glasgow spoke about it beforehand. He said that he wants players in early. The club knows that as well ever since the summer. So it's now, instead of all the talking, get to the action. Bring in the 2 players that we need. We need a left wing back and another number 10. And once we do that, especially if they're of quality and ready to play, then second half of the season can be exciting. There's still lots of points to be won. Like, we're not... All it takes is like couple wins, and then you're kind of in the pack. That's what we're lacking right now. We'll beat Southampton, and looking at this game, it's going to be difficult to get a win. But we just need back-to-back wins, which we haven't been able to do to, you know, close the gap above us. But yeah, man, I haven't been worried about relegation, to be fair, because I just feel like we've got enough, especially with this manager. to keep us up. But I don't really want to be talking about that. I want to be looking up the table. Like top 10 was my aim going into the season. I'm not going to say that's still over, but we just need signings.
100, yeah. But I mean, recently you've been picking up more results recently. Do you know what I'm saying? Like recently you played Southampton. You beat them when you played them, innit? You beat Southampton.
Yeah, we beat Southampton. I'll be honest, it's been such a busy period, and I've had an awful December. Like my December was terrible, like for personal reasons, innit? So I haven't we beat teams. That's the mad thing. Like we have beat teams in December, and we have got results. And I think we beat Brighton as well. We
you did. You battered Brighton. You were there that game. You were there that game, bro.
Yeah, exactly. I was there. I was there. I know. I was at Brighton, Southampton, and then we drew against City, beat Ipswich, which of course everyone can do.
Don't even get me started on that game, bro. Honestly,
away from home. But yeah, look, we've got a few wins, but most importantly, we've been getting draws. Like that's it with Palace right now. Draw left, right, centre, and the only way we change that is if we bring in a few players. And we haven't lost that many games, to be fair. The only abnormal game was the Arsenal one, which in the box, I don't know what was going on in that game. The defender was absolutely terrible, but it had like 5 shots on target. No, 6 shots on target, 5 goals. Like you don't really do that. Like that's exactly. They were just clinical. It was one of those days, and we missed the opportunity after going 2-1 down. But yeah, our December period in general, things have improved. It has improved, and now we just have to build on it. That's. What
was your last result? Was it Southampton? Your last result?
Yeah, Southampton. Yeah,
Southampton. Yes, you lot off the back of a W. I mean, how are you feeling going into this game, D man? Because Chelsea are a team that, again, at the start of the season, it looks like we were flying. We were being put in title race conversations, and rightly so, because we was in a title race. At the minute, we're not, unless we start to get a run of wins again and we get ourselves back in there. It's back to top 4, bro. But how are you feeling going into this weekend? Like, do you feel confident that you can get a result, or are you still a bit like, we need to make some signings, man, quickly?
I'm a bit more confident. I am a bit more confident. Regardless of the signings, I think we've been competitive, apart from that Arsenal game, of course, in all of our fixtures since the Spurs game. To be fair, throughout the season, we've had problems being clinical in front of goal. We had problems trying to figure out the team and the balance of the team. Sarr didn't start games till now 6-7 games into the season. I can't remember exactly when, but he didn't start the season starting for us. We've had Adam Wharton, who's been out injured, so we had to try to figure out the midfield, which Hughes and Lerma kind of settled there now. So yeah, I am confident in terms of like we can get a result in terms of like a draw. That would be fantastic for Palace. Saying that, some Palace fans, I'll be honest, they were talking about they want a win. I wouldn't get that carried away, because despite you lot struggling recently, you still have a good side under you. But yeah, look, I think we just have to be more clinical in front of goal. Munoz, for example, this season, he's highlighted there. If he's
he's been good, man.
He's missed some massive chances. And a problem this season has been wing backs going forward rather than defensively. Munoz defensively is a bit.
Talk us through your shape, man. Talk us through your shape. So I've got your shape here. That's how you set up on the ball. You can see there. Actually, I'll let you talk through it, but go on. Talk through your shape.
Yeah, we basically play. With the wing backs, they give the width. Then you have the 2 number 10s behind the striker. It's a similar system to what United operating now. So you have Mateta up front, and then behind him you'll have Eze and Sarr, who try to operate in the gaps. But the problem that we've had is that Sarr's very good in terms of running in behind, but he's not that number 10 in terms of like creative player who gets on the ball and has that 1-2 moves. But like if you give him the ball running behind, he can score goals at pace. So that's the good thing about it. But yeah, that's why wing backs are important. And one of our problems this season has been the left-hand side. Mitchell, he started very well under Glasner, but going forward, he hasn't been much of a threat, man. He hasn't been much of a threat. And he's got assist or 2. Yes, he has. But it's so easy to mark out Eze because you can leave Mitchell open. Like his cross is hit and miss. Like he had a very good cross against Brighton, but then afterwards he would just boot the ball to a throw in. Like you don't know what to really expect. It's not as consistent. But
he's never really kicked on, innit? It's just a steady Eddie. You know what I'm saying? It's just I not disrespect D. This is his level, man. Like I don't ever see him.
He's not a wing back. Yeah, it's not. First of all, it's not a wing back. He's a fullback. Look defensively. We have against Arsenal, he was absolutely rubbish. But defensively, that's his game. Like he can defend, and we know that we can kind of rely on him. And Glasner said this as well in his press conferences. Like you can rely on Mitchell defensively, but Glasner said it when your manager's saying that publicly as well. That he's not going to be that guy going forward, then that says it all. And that's why we're after a wing back, because we see it with United, for example, their wing backs, they're just lacking that whip, they're lacking that going forward, and it's easier to defend against. But here, for example, great graphic in terms of how Palace get the best out of the likes of Sarr. It's not because of 5 players sitting in deep and then Sarr going past him like Elise would or Eze would. It's that space in behind and hitting him on a counter. It's very hard to stop Sarr. He's got the pace and he's got a confidence in front of goal. So in terms of stopping Palace, you need to make sure you don't give away the ball in silly areas, because that's what we like to do. We don't we can have a low block or mid block, whatever you want to say it, but we do have a game plan to win. That's the difference that we've seen, and I think that's why we managed to get a draw against you. I know we didn't win, and I know you should have got 3 points against us in a reverse fixture, but this is our game plan. We will try to hit you on a counter. We're not going to sit for 90 minutes and try to do nothing. The difference is, can we be clinical enough? Look at Sarr here again. He calls, Saliba, Gabriel problems, and I think Mateta did as well. They're both like physical players, but Sarr's essentially, I think he's more suited to be like a number 9 than a number 10. But him and Mateta are basically playing alongside each other.
And even like a second striker. Bro.
Yeah. And you see it here as well. Like the Arsenal defenders, once he goes past him, there's the spacing behind, and what happens afterwards is that he cuts in and scores a goal. And he's done that, a few times so far this season. So ideally, I think if the game plan is if Chelsea push forward and leave spacing behind, that suits us a lot, especially the likes of Sarr. But if you didn't have any spacing behind and we had to try to break you down, that doesn't help our game plan. So that's what gives me a bit of confidence, because I know you've been struggling defensively, and I know that on a counter there's opportunities there. And also your goalie Sanchez, let's see what he does. But I remember even at Brighton days, for example, he would he gifted us a goal from nothing. Like we literally had a free kick. We hit the ball to him. He dropped the ball and we just put it in. Like, I know that he can, if we get to his head, that he can be a problem as well. I think that's the problem with Chelsea. Like, defensively, you can be got at certain games, especially depending on your lineup. I don't know why the Sarsi is starting when you have like 2-3 right backs on a bench.
Crazy decision.
But it suits us. Let's see what he does. Let's see if he changes up. New year, new Maresca.
Yeah, I hope. I'm praying, bro. And listen, you're spot on when you say that as well, man, because I've watched a lot of your goals back, and Sarr is involved in a lot of these transitions, bro. Like you can see here with the Arsenal players, right? He bypassed the midfield. They're all trying to hunt him down here, but you can see all this space that he has to operate in. You know what I'm saying? And to be fair to him, listen, that was a top finish against Arsenal, but listen, up against my centre-backs, Tosin, who's not that quick, Cole again, who's not that quick. These guys are just going to back off of him, and they're going to just let him shoot, right? So you're spot on when you say that. We need to be careful of Palace on the transition, right? Because we're going to attack in numbers. Because I think for this game, you're going to mainly sit back. I think at the beginning, you're going to try press us, like you usually do at home. But when we get control of the game, like what we did against Ipswich, I think most of the time it's going to be trying to break you guys down. Because one thing about Palace, you like to flood the box. And usually, you're good defensively in the box, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like if I show you some of the graphics...
Yeah, the Arsenal game was weird, man.
You know what I mean? That's what exactly. That's why against Arsenal, it was so strange when I was watching the game, because I'm like, Palace usually they're better than this defensively, bro. Like they're literally just giving them the ball in the box. You know what I mean? Like this is against Bournemouth. You can count how many numbers you've got back, bro. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Everyone's back, bro. Even Eze's over here.
Eze's there. Yeah,
you're saying Mateta's the only outlet.
That's it. Yeah,
exactly, bro. So this is what I'm quite skeptical about at the minute, because I can't lie to you, D. We're struggling to break down these low blocks at the minute, man. We're not being clinical enough. The likes of Neto, Madueke, they haven't been decisive enough in the box. You know what I mean? Sancho, he's been creating some good chances that haven't been getting finished by the likes of Jackson. Jackson, for me, he's not great in a low block. He's a sort of player that you like on a transition to be flicking and tricking. You know what I'm saying? Like doing all of that in a lot of space. But when it comes to low blocks, when you need a natural striker like a Delap, for example, that could just shrug man off, Jackson's not that type of profile. You know what I'm saying?
He's improved, though. He's improved from when he started. I still think to this day he's got the deadest hat trick I've ever seen.
He did that.
Like, the amount of chances he missed there, I can't get over that. I don't know why. Maybe it's my bias towards him, but he's improved from even that game where he scored a hat trick till now. But yeah, I mean, Jackson's got a limit. Jackson needs to improve, but yeah, the other side to this from a Palace perspective is that you got a lot of plays back. If Chelsea can counter press and win the ball high up, then Palace don't really have the opportunity to counter. I mean, against Bournemouth, we did struggle going forward. We didn't really have that many opportunities. As you can see, Sar's here, Eze's there, Mateta's by himself. So if you press us when we get the ball back and we have to boot it to Mateta, then you can have 2 players around Mateta and try to stop him. Even though he's been physical, that's the thing. Your defender needs to be up for it, because Mateta, I'll be honest, from when he's first come to Palace to now, he's a different kind of striker. He is very physical. He's caused a lot of defenders problems so far this season. So yeah, it's about what you do. If you was to lose the ball in this position, you all need to be at it. If you're not at it and you let Palace counter, then of course they're going to be spacing behind. Look how many there's a lot of Bournemouth players pushing up. So naturally, if one player sleeps and Sarr can get him behind or Eze can get him behind, then that's where you cause trouble, and that's what we like to do. We like to let the opposition come at us, and this is against Bournemouth away from home as well. So it's not like an easy place to go to. So I mean, I think it'll be like a similar approach against Chelsea. But saying that, as I've said before, I'm not saying he does, of course, but the aim is to win the game. So there's going to be a game plan going forward. It's about Chelsea being on it, because I don't think this game is going to be easy because of the fact that we've got a rest. Like, we had a bit of a rest period now. The fixtures are done. He gave the players a couple of days off after Southampton. And now we're back to the Saturday. So hopefully some of these players can perform. Eze, for example, he's not been performing at the same level as people expect him to be. He's been below par. I know he scored against Southampton, but his overall performance not good enough. Maybe that comes down to not just him. I think, of course, he plays a massive part, but everyone around him, Mitchell around him. For example, it's easier to mark Eze. So let's see how Chelsea do against. Let's see how Eze does against you lot. Because teams have found a way to try to stop Eze. So if for example, if he struggles once again, then that's a good job on you lot. But if he doesn't, then it's like, how comes he's not struggling against Chelsea and he struggled against all these other sides? I think it's a game that should create opportunity. There should be opportunities on both ends of the pitch.
No, definitely. In this game, bro, we just need to make sure that we're scoring quickly. You know what I'm saying? Like, right now, we're finding ourselves, chasing games, which is putting us off of our game. You know what I mean? Like, one thing about low blocks, bro, you need to make sure that you're scoring first, because the game completely changes after that. I highly doubt Palace are going to be completely sitting back if we score first. You're going to have to come out certain parts.
Not completely, but I think we'll have at the start of the game. We don't want to concede early. We want to frustrate Chelsea. Ideally, frustrate you lot. Keep it tight, and then as the game goes on, you lot will naturally open up a bit more, of course, and then we want to hit you in the spaces. So that was the one problem against Arsenal at home. They scored an early goal. And then afterwards, we scored a goal, but it just got messy. Like, everything was just all over the place. It suited Arsenal, that style of play, where it's like, damn, we have to open up quickly. And then they got confidence. They scored a goal, and then they're attacking us. We're attacking them. We don't want it to be an open game like that. We want it to be a game where we can control it, not in terms of possession, because possession doesn't mean everything. We can give you the ball. It's about what you do when you have the ball. So
exactly.
We will be open. We'll be happy probably with you keeping the ball, and we'll have our own pressing triggers. But the most important thing is, in the first 30 minutes, do not concede. Try going to halftime, if it's anything, 0-0, and maybe create 1 or 2 chances. Ask Chelsea a few questions. And then in the second half, go at it. But that all depends on how we start the game. We need to make sure we don't start slow.
Yeah, 100%, bro. And this is a game for me that I'm looking at where we need to get back to fucking scoring, D. Yeah? We didn't score against Everton. That's another low block. We scored 1 goal against Fulham, right? We lost that game at the Bridge, yeah? We scored 0 goals against Ipswich. We lost that game 2-0, yeah? So right now, we haven't been that clinical, because we have been creating some chances. They might not be the most clear-cut chances, like against Ipswich. We only created 1 big chance, but we're still getting in good areas to pop off a shot on goal, create chaos in the box. But we just have not been scoring enough goals at the minute, man. But from your point of view, who is it that you're sort of looking at? Like, who's your top 2, top 3 players that you're looking at and saying, yo, we need to be wary of these guys, man?
Palmer.
As always.
Palmer's the one. Like, all jokes aside, I mean, he's the one, isn't it? He's the one. He's been like the creative spark for you lot throughout the season. But even in certain games, I feel like he's been a bit quiet, man, when he should have, I don't know, stepped up. But yeah, Palmer, Madueke, of course, if he turns up. But then again, I just feel like,
I don't think
it was a decent game last time around. It caused a few problems. But I don't know, like Sancho, you got a decent front three. Caicedo, is he going to be playing in this game?
Yeah. Caicedo will start 100%. Lavia, because we were speaking earlier about Lavia.
I had an injury concern or something. I didn't watch your last few.
Caicedo?
I remember. Yeah, I don't know if he did. I don't know if I thought I heard something like
Oh,
that.
nah. Caicedo's fit, and
Yeah,
Lavia's actually back training now.
Caicedo could probably control the midfield. I think, look, your attack is the biggest worries, and Palmer's should be the heart of that. But I think defensively on the other end, I want to see Palace create chances. I want to see Palace ask questions to this defense, because this defense can be shaky if they got like they're we just have to be not scared of you lot. Like, we're playing at home, don't be scared. Ask them questions, be physical, make it a rough game. Don't make it comfortable for you lot where you can just keep the ball, do whatever you want. That's the biggest thing about it. So let's see, because I do think that we should have enough to ask a few questions, but man, it's like we're stopping halfway through. We don't have all the players in the world. Eze, it just depends if he turns up. As you can see, the starting 11 here. And so it depends on if there's space.
Yeah, go for your 11. This is your predicted 11. Obviously, Chalobah can't play. Chalobah can't play in this game for obvious reasons. He's on loan.
Yeah, Gay's back.
But talk us through the lineup that you've got with.
Yeah, Henderson's in goal. Gay's back from his suspension from the Southampton game, which is a plus. Lucroix, he wasn't in the last game, but for me, I do think when we first signed him, and even now as well, that eventually, even some people can debate it now, Palace fans are debating now, he'll be better than Anderson. He shoots back three more. Richards is a bit of a funny one. I think he played in the last game against you lot, but he's better down the left-hand side to the right-hand side, saying that that's where Gay plays. So I don't know what Glasner's going to do. You can potentially play Richards down the left, but I think he'll be down the right. Munoz and Mitchell as a wing-backs, and then you'll have Hughes and Lerma doing the rough work in midfield, and they've been actually very good together, especially Will Hughes so far this season. He's been unreal, man. He
got a nice assist the other day as well for
He's been good, man. He was captain in the side against Southampton as well, because Gay wasn't there.
He's a little twat as well. I remember he fucking got away with it at the bridge.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, right? You know what I'm
talking about, yeah. He should have got sent off.
He should have got sent off. He pulled Palmer back. Yeah, when he was already on a clear yellow.
We subbed him off. Yeah,
subbed him off, and then you end up coming back after that as well.
Yeah.
Is it Decore came on?
Lerma's the one. For example, defensively, he's physical. He's very good defensively. I've got no problems with him defensively, but on the ball, I don't know if the stats show it. I don't know if that's passing accuracy. I watched the game with my eyes with him, and he can be a bit suspect. He can give away the ball.
He's meaty.
Yeah, on the ball, that's a player that you should be targeting. If he gets on the ball, that is. Because we went kind of direct against Southampton, and Mateta did cause a few problems that we got him behind like that. So I wonder if Glasner looks at your defenders and saying, all right, cool, let's go direct with JP and see if they can handle him. And maybe we create chances like that. Maybe we bypass the midfield. But yeah, Sarr, as I said, running behind. He might try. He normally drops in deep at the start of the game, but I just don't like it. That's not his game. And then Eze, of course, Eze and Mateta. Mateta's been actually very good. So man, this is our team. I think we've got enough there to try and get a point. But yeah, realistically for Chelsea, you lot should be aiming to win this game.
Oh yeah, 100%, man. When I'm looking at this lineup again, no disrespect, because bro, we just lost to Ipswich. This is the Prem. You can't take it lightly, but we should be beating you lot. You know what I'm saying? This midfield here, this midfield two should be getting dominated. Yeah, Lerma and Will and Hughes should be getting nowhere near the ball, right? Eze, we already know off the ball, Eze ain't that great either. You know what I'm saying? These are the main three that worry me, because outside the box, Eze is a massive threat. We already saw this season the goal he scored against Chelsea. Like I said, Sarr on the transition as well. He's another one that I'm very wary about, because on the transition right now, without Fofana, we've been very suspect, bro. Tosin and Cole together, you know what I'm saying? On the ball, they're very nice, but defensively, we haven't really got that aggressor. You know what I'm saying? Like, Fofana's usually the one that gets tight to a man and does it like that. So Mateta, I think he's gonna, for those two centre backs, they're gonna have a very tough game, man, because he's gonna try rough man up. That's why we need to make sure that we're trying to keep the ball as much as possible, bro. Because Mateta, again, roughing you up, it's not a joke, and he's not a bad finisher either. You know what I'm saying? So they're the main three that I'm looking at here. This triangle here, but we just need to make sure. We need to make sure that we score first, man. I'm not seeing us scoring first enough. You know what I'm saying? That's the problem right now. So we need to make sure that we're scoring first. This is the lineup that I've gone with for the game. This is what I'm hoping we're going to do, right? So Sanchez in goal. Reece has been back training for a minute now. I think we need to just throw him in for this game, and I can't lie. Even if you've got to take him off and you bring Gusto on, I think Gusto needs a little bit of a break and just watch the real dog. You know what I'm saying? Because when Reece came back, bro, defensively, he was helping us a lot. And like I said, this game's going to be very physical, very, very physical. So I want to see Reece start this game. Tosin, of course, I think is going to start the game as well because Fofana's still not fit. You got Colwell there, Cucurella, Enzo, Caicedo on the pivot, Palmer in the 10. I think he's going to probably start Neto for the game. Madueke didn't have the greatest game against Ipswich, in all honesty, man. Like, he gets in very good positions in the box, but again, not decisive enough. That's what's really frustrating for me. You get in the box and I'm not seeing much end product. It's really, really frustrating. You know what I mean? Whereas you've got Sancho on the other side, where you know when he gets in the box, he's going to try creating something, you know, because his end product is good. You know what I mean? And then you've got Jackson up top. He's been, again, a bit off form recently. So this is a game where I'm hoping that he gets back to scoring ways, man, because he scored at the Bridge against you, man. But he needs to make sure that he's scoring away again, man, because, yeah, he's got in a little bit of a drought at the minute. You know what I'm saying? All strikers have this little period, so he just needs to get that goal to get that confidence going again, man. But that's the lineup that I want to see. You know what I mean? I'm not sure if Reece will start. I think Gusto will probably still start. But again, he's been back in training. He was on the bench the other day. I'm praying he starts him. And again, he's our captain as well, isn't it? So I'm praying that he starts him. So what you'll probably see in possession, you'll probably see Cucurella probably go into this left half space here. And then you'll probably see Reece kind of make like a back three with Tosin and Colwell. And obviously Enzo will probably push up as well. Caicedo's been playing like a lone six in the past few games. That's because the teams we've been facing are not pressing us as much. You know what I mean? So we can actually do that. So when you've got Enzo, Palmer, Cucurella all taking up these sort of areas here, that should make it a bit easier to break down the low blocks. You know what I'm saying? I say that, but we've struggled. But that's what Maresca's been doing recently.
It looks like a good side, man. It's a good side. On paper, anyways, like there's players there that will cause us trouble. Like, it's not going to be an easy game. But, of course, it's not just about the players. It's about, like, the tactics to try to break down the mid or the low block, etc. So yeah, look, Cucurella, he's been good for you lot, man. This season, he's been very good. And then we know what Sancho can do. Neto, I think he's a bit more polished than Madueke, in my opinion.
He is, man, but he doesn't attack the space enough. That's the issue that I've got. Because what it is with Neto, yeah, look, he's been getting cooked by the fan base, isn't it? And listen, it's fair because end of the day, he's not scoring enough. He's not really assisting enough at the minute. But how Neto plays, it doesn't suit the striker that we've got. Because Neto will get the ball and his first thought is to whip it. He doesn't like to get in the box and just clear man in the box. Do you know what I mean? And I'm like, yes, you're putting in some dangerous crosses, but we haven't got an Osimhen in the box. We haven't got a fucking Omarodian in the box. Like, you need to actually get in the box and play to our strengths. Play on the floor, across the floor to Jackson, to Palmer, to all of these guys. Obviously, still crossing the ball, but that's all he seems to be doing. You know what I mean? And even against Fulham, bro, I'm sitting Matthew Harding upper here, so I can see the whole pitch. I'm looking at Neto getting on the ball, and there's so much space he can run into. The defender's backing away. His first thought is to cut back and whip it. And I'm like, bro, you're good at taking on your man. Just run at him. You can win penalties doing that.
Could there not be instructions?
You get foul doing that.
Could there not be instructions from the manager?
It could be that. It could be that. But at the same time, listen, I've got the same energy for players like for Arsenal players. Because you get Arsenal fans saying, oh, it's instruction from Arteta. He's not letting them cook. He's not letting them cook. Bro, the manager's always going to be telling the wingers, take on your man when you can, right? And there's so many times when I'm seeing Neto who can take on his man, he chooses not to, right? And it's not that he can't do it, because he can do it, but he's not doing it enough, yeah? I didn't want Sterling at the club anymore, but one good thing about Sterling is he's going to attack the box, and he used to win us penalties as well. He's won a lot of penalties in his career, you know, from just attacking the box. That's what we need to do. This season, you're not really seeing Chelsea getting many penalties because we're not really attacking the box much, bro. You know what I mean? We've only had, I think, 3 penalties this season. You know what I'm saying? So we need to attack the box more. Neto, I'm looking at you very closely for this game because, bro, he needs to start adding more numbers to his game because right now he hasn't been doing enough. And if Madueke starts, I'm expecting the exact same thing from him. You know what I mean? Enzo's been playing very well at the minute. He's been very influential in our games. Same thing as Palmer last game against Ipswich. He didn't get any GA, but if you actually watch the game, he was influential in that game as well. You know what I'm saying? So listen, I'm gonna predict. Actually, I'll let you predict first because I'm playing you lot away. What's your prediction for the game, bro?
I'm gonna go for 1-0. I just want a cheeky draw. Like, I wouldn't mind that. We drew against you lot away from home. Of course, as we said, you could have won that game, but this Palace side should be better than the Palace side that you faced last time around in terms of like chemistry, in terms of knowing what to do, and we do have on paper, anyways, a better defense with Lacroix being there. So let's see, 1-0, just frustrate Chelsea, don't concede an early goal, and then you lot might score the first goal. And then, I think both sides should be scoring, especially with our break. We can have more intensity because the players were a bit fatigued. But now that we haven't played for like a week, it's gonna definitely help.
Yeah, 100. I'm gonna go for 2-1. I'm gonna go for 2-1 right now, man. I think we're gonna concede. I've seen you lot on set pieces. You're not bad on set pieces, to be fair. You know what I'm saying?
You've scored a few goals as well. Yeah,
you've scored a few goals from set pieces. To be fair to us, we haven't actually conceded from a corner in the Prem as of yet, but I know it's gonna come. You know what I'm saying? And if I'm gonna look at any team where it could potentially come, it might be Palace, innit? Do you know what I mean? But I'm probably gonna say 2-1. I'm not gonna say too many goals because the team's not giving me confidence. I'm not gonna delude myself and say 4-1, 5-1. I reckon it's gonna be a 2. If we score more than that, I'll take it. But I think it's gonna be a tight score, innit? Even though we're gonna dominate you, I reckon. But
yeah, man.
Listen, looking at the bench, I think Lavia will be back for the game. You've got Gil on the bench. I don't want to be seeing Cuckoo coming on up top anymore. Desarcy, I don't want to fucking see him on the bench. You know what I mean? All these things, bro. I don't want to be seeing that shit no more. I'm just praying that this little period here has shown Maresca, all right, cool. These man, I've got to dead that experiment. And Cuckoo up top, experiment dead. Yeah. Desarcy right back, experiment dead. I don't want to see that shit again. If you're not doing it in a conference league with lesser opposition, fair enough, cool. In the Prem with the big boys, don't do that shit, bro. You know what I mean? Don't do that shit, man. But D, man, love for hopping on. Let them know where they can find you, bro.
Yeah, man, always a pleasure, bro. Back of the Nest on YouTube and all the social media platforms. Crystal Palace fan channel, do reactions, previews, just everything. News reactions. So yeah, love for having me on. Make sure to like, subscribe, and yeah, man, road to 10K.
Road to 10K
for you and for us to be away on 5.4. So yeah, let's see what this year holds, man.
No, 100, man. That's gonna come. That's gonna come. Just make sure you don't get relegated, bro.
We get relegated.
I was gonna take time, bro.
Hey, I can't lie. Well, you might have lost to a team that's getting relegated this season, so it don't really matter, innit?
It's true, man. Listen, things could be worse. We could be United right now. Could be in a relegation battle.
You could be. Exactly.
But people, make sure that you're subscribing to D. I'll make sure that I leave it in the description there as well, people. But listen, boys, don't fucking let me down. I beg. I'm fucking begging you.